So, it is official. I'm excited now for the 2020 F1 season, and that's because today Haas have released their F1 car. And ideally I'm going to try and get this up tonight, but if I can't, then it'll end up being tomorrow. That's not going to be that big of a deal. And the weird thing about Haas is, I think they said they'd release their car on the 19th. I'm probably wrong. I'll edit it in if I am. But apparently they've done it today, the 6th. So that is almost 2 weeks ahead of when they said they'd release it, which is a surprise, I guess. I just didn't think I'd be making this video. I didn't intend to record for another week when people like Ferrari and McLaren had released their cars. But no! Anyway, so the really good news about this year's car is they finally got rid of scam energy, and hopefully with them they are getting rid of their poor results. They're going to get themselves out of the back of the grid. This year they say they are aiming for the P5, but let's be realistic, they're probably not going to get that because they've got teams like McLaren and Renault to deal with. So I think realistically they can hope for a fight with Racing Point or Force India or whatever they're called now for, I think, 6th place in the championship. Ultimately, I think Racing Point are going to get it, but it's going to be close, I think. And this will be Romain Grosjean's last season, definitely. He's just not getting the results that he should bring to a team. With them getting rid of Rich Energy, that means they've also got rid of the quite plain black and gold livery from last year, and they're back with their white, black and red livery, I think. So I was looking at the pictures earlier, and I'll put them on the screen as well. There's just one thing that's a bit like wrong with the livery. You know that little bit that says Richard Mille on the side? It just doesn't, there's not really much there. Like, it just doesn't work. It needs to have like a stripe of red or something. But one of my favourite bits about the car, one, the front wing. It reminds me a bit of last season's Ferrari, and that seems to be the theme with Haas, that they have a lot of bits from the previous season's Ferrari car, because they are actually Haas Ferrari, so they've got the Ferrari engine, that's this season's engine, but it'll be the same as last year's probably. But yeah, that front wing, last season they had it a bit more like a mix of Mercedes and Ferrari, where they had the wing going a bit like this, and then like down, trying to channel the air out away from the wheel, say it was here, going round them. But this year they've got it much more like Ferrari's last year, where it was like that, and trying to get the air that way. I'm pretty sure I said that anyway. But yeah, they were trying to get the air that way last season, and now they're trying to get it this way. So if it's as similar as it looks to Ferrari's car from last season, then we can probably expect quite a lot of straight line speed, and it won't be any good through the corners. But that doesn't matter because, well, I mean, it does matter, but not as much as you think it would, because you can overtake people in the straights, but it's a lot harder in F1 now to overtake around the corners. So actually that might not be such a bad thing. A couple of little bits I wanted to point out, having watched Arava's video just now on the car, and stuff that I noticed as well. The first thing being that barge board, the continuation of it as it comes forward to the front wheel. It reminds me of last year's McLaren, and Arava said that too, but I very strongly agree with that. In fact, bear with me, I'm going to go and get a picture I drew of last year's McLaren, and we're going to stick that on screen with the Haas, and let's have a look. Okay, so here's my little picture that I drew last year at some point, and you see that bit there, that bit there, that is just like the Haas car now, how they've got the barge board there and it continues forward up to the front wheel. But the Mercedes will be silver, the Ferrari will be red, and the Red Bull, they're going to bring it out, it's going to be like blue and red, and then it's just going to be the same as always, because that's just how they do it. There's no changing it, that is it. Anyway, I've almost dragged this to 10 minutes, but I know it won't be when I edit it in post, so I'm gonna keep talking. One other thing that I noticed is the rear floor bit, like just before the rear wheels. And last year, Ferrari had these little fins. They had several of them, just trying to angle the air around the wheels. And seeing as have literally copied Ferrari, turns out so do they. They've got those weird tail things pushing the air outwards. So genuinely looks like Haas have almost taken the Ferrari and written Haas on it. Like, they took their 2019 livery, they put it on the Ferrari, and then they changed it to black and red and white. And now they've made this car. But is that going to be such a bad thing? Because the Ferrari, as we saw in Monza and Belgium and Singapore, and also in Bahrain, Ferrari's strategy is just appalling, but in Bahrain we saw that the Ferrari has the potential to win races, the Ferrari from last year. So there is a fair chance that we can see Haas a lot faster than last year. They are definitely going to be stronger in terms of the competition than last year, and they're going to be stronger overall. Anyway, that's about all I had to say. I've really managed to drag this video out now, so I'm sorry. Thank you for watching. Again, hope you enjoyed. If you did, please subscribe and like the video. It would mean a lot, because I really want this channel to get, like, quite big. That sounds so cocky.
I take this shit from the highest league. You can never be as high as me. No, I ain't never been to college, but I got that flow that come right out of Ivy League. She wasn't religious, but she came to kick it, and now she be telling me I believe. I got a vision, they catch with precision. I'm driven as far as the eyes can see. Okay, I'm independent, they can't fire me. That's why I stay fire, see.